Okay, so now I'm just going to get rid of this. And we're going to work with limited items. So really start to think now about what you think works well. So I'm going to start opening document A3, black background, and now what I'm really looking, this can be as minimal as you like really, but you need to think about the right elements that you're using. So it could be literally, if I copy just two of these shapes, you could have something like this, but if you have all of this white space on the other side of the page, you might want to, well, you will want to add some text. So maybe start to bring in some of the typography work which you've done with Mark, or you can just add some new typography, some new types, some new text if you like. But you could have something as simple as this, and definitely don't want to work in Comic Sans, do we? Helvetica. Let's use bold and now this part is entirely up to you. How you do it. You might want to completely stretch your image. Not really too sure what I'm doing. I'm just experimenting and seeing. I don't know if Mark. I don't know if you used a similar technique to this to warp some of this text, but this is a way you can do that. I'm not too sure about these shapes anymore, so maybe this shape. I'll put that there. And multiply. Then maybe so I think I'm going to merge these two layers. Delete this for now. Oh, I wasn't expecting that to happen, but I don't know why that's happened, but I want this text to be smaller. where that's gone. I'm just going to bring this back in. You're going to be doing a lot of this. It is just working with composition, working with some of the things that you've previously made, and trying to see what works. So maybe I kind of liked when this was on the side. Yeah, that something interesting going on there. Now, what you're really looking for is you're looking at the amount of black or white space you're having in your background. Okay, you don't see like where I've got this image over here, this middle part here is really lacking in space. Okay, so you really want to start to think about where you're going to fill in some of those areas, only using the items which you've made previously. So you've got a lot to think about there when it comes to composition and how much white space you're using. Everything you're using, every space you use needs to make some kind of sense. Okay, so if I just had, say that was there, for example, now that having that bird just in front of that, the image of Bates there by himself doesn't really make too much sense, does it? Even if I had it there, that doesn't make too much sense. So really start to play around with where you want some of these things. So, and like I said, this is your, this is where you're using limited limited items from that bank. You're not using every single item like it was previously. So where's this text layer? Why can't I? Oh, it's locked. So maybe this can fit nicely in there, maybe. And then where was my shape, which I just had? So I like the way this kind of goes over there. Yeah, see now I've got too much white space. Now I've got too much black space, sorry, over where this sign was. So maybe he can go up. No? I think I'm going to get rid of the bird for now. And what should I add? Now you can add you can add multiple items. You can duplicate them if you really want. If you think more than, say for example, I wanted more, what the shape I've got on the side. If I wanted that to go all the way around, I could just duplicate it and have it go all the way around if I wanted to. Maybe she goes there. So yeah, I'm not gonna spend too long in this because I could be here for hours really. I want you to spend way longer on this than I did. I'm not particularly happy with how this has come out. That's only because I've not spent too much time on it. I expect you to spend a while on this, to be honest. So yeah, just to reiterate, you can use as many of these as you want, or as little items as you want, and you can also, like we did in the previous task, you can also use this this sheet as well if you feel as though it might make sense. So I just thought of something. So something I could, this Bates Motel, just that. You might find something like that just quite interesting. You might just want to copy and paste it somewhere. So maybe that can just fit in somewhere like that, and you could do it again. Or what I could have done is I could add, so maybe I don't want that. Maybe I want something like, maybe I want another scene. So maybe I want his head. So I just come up to your rectangular marquee tool and just copy, paste. That doesn't really fit, does it? But you get my point. So that other sheet that you've got is really useful, and those are the only two. These are the only things I want you to use. So you have this page and this page, the items on here, and then the screenshots that you made as well, and try and come up with something quite interesting. And also, if there's space where you think there should be text, then use some of the work that you've done with some of the typography work that you've done with Mark. And one more thing, like I said at the beginning of this, this can be as minimal as possible. You don't have to just keep coming back and adding things. You might just want to have it really basic. You might literally want to just use one of those items that you've got on your sheet. But if you're going to do that, really think about the space that you're using, and does it make sense? Is it easy on the eye? Where are you placing things? Is it, think about composition. It's really what I want you to think about. Okay, and that's it. So if you're done with this as well, you just save this. Save it as a JPEG. And like I said, what I do is I save one as a JPEG and I save another as a Photoshop document, and then that's it.